I just want to make kind of like a diary entry, which is what this whole channel has been since for the last 10 years, the last decade. I'm just gonna share some recent thoughts. I want to share my recent mantra, which is, well, I think it originally is that God's rejection is God's protection, but I have renamed it as an atheist nihilist, as an agnostic, that universal rejection is protection. And I've had to repeat this to myself because I've been trying to apply for jobs that are higher up. I'm no longer willing to work shitty jobs with shitty pay. And it's very hard to get jobs without having experience, but to having to convince people that your education and your experience outside of your shitty work does actually contribute. Anyway, what I mainly wanted to share with people is that when things don't work out, and I mean anything, getting a job or relationships, whatever, we instantly think that we failed in some way, or that we're being punished in some way, but to consider that we're actually being protected by the universe, or, whatever you want to call it. That's what's really happening. So it's like acceptance, learning to accept things that we thought we wanted in our lives that didn't come into fruition. You can either sit and cry about it, or wish that it didn't happen that way, or you can move on. And that's definitely easier said than done, because I've been trying to get into a certain position of work for a long time, and because of all the rejection of this higher position, I've ended up learning all the facets of a lower position. And now that I've learned every part of the lower position, not through tertiary learning, just through work experience, I feel that I'm now ready to put all of these things into this. And that just goes to show that you don't have to do degrees. Not that I'm anti-education, I'm very pro-education. But I guess my mother always told me, or always reminded me, that every time you're going into a new job, you're always learning, and eventually these things do come together. And it's so easy to think, why am I doing this? Because there's no point to this. What is this contributing to? What is me doing this tiny job, insignificant job, contributing to me and to others. And actually it does. Everything that we do contributes in its own way. Everything that we learn, every skill, every single skill, whether it be flipping burgers, that's a bad example. Every skill that a human learns can be transferred to other skills and other jobs. So nothing that you're doing or learning, as mundane as it may seem or feel, is not. Because eventually it will all come together at the right time, at the right place. The other mantra, not so much a mantra, but just a word I've been repeating, meditating on, I suppose, is discernment. How to be discerning. And boundaries. What are my boundaries? It's funny to learn boundaries at 30, but actually I feel like 30 is pretty young. Some people don't learn their boundaries till their 50s, 60s, 70s. So at 30, 32, to start learning them, I feel blessed. But my boundaries mainly that I struggle with are in terms of my work environment. I'm quite gullible, compassionate, empathetic, and I can be easily persuaded into believing certain things. Or like putting too much trust into people that I work for. But it's only now, 30, that I'm able to see the red flags and know when people are being snakes. The truth is that there are a lot of snakes out there in all industries, and as my friend told me, who's an event manager, he just said to me that trust your gut. I know it sounds so simple, but if you think your workplace is screwing you over, they probably are. And even though I'm so broke right now, I will not accept any more slave labor. I need to be paid a certain amount because I have a degree. I have a because I'm educated, because I'm experienced, because I'm older, I cannot accept shit. But I feel like these are the types of things that people should know in their teens. I don't know if they do or not, but I wish when I was 20 I felt this way, because things would be a lot more different than they are. But that's okay. So apart from that, the other thing that's been happening is I've been having my death panic attacks. I guess that's what you could call them. It's when I wake up from a deep sleep and I'm in a panic attack, a death panic attack. I feel like too aware of my mortality to the point where I know that I'm going to die. But I feel like I'm gonna die. Well, it's like I predict how that is gonna feel or look like. So, I mean, I have them pretty rarely, but I had one I had one this morning, and I had another near New Year's Eve. And in those moments, I usually go to the bathroom, wash my face, sit down in my bed and breathe deeply. But the things that really haunt me are like the timelines of other people's lifespan. It freaks me out. And my own lifespan. And what I have achieved or have not achieved. I feel like my life at 32, almost 32, usually would be very full in terms of what a 32-year-old's life should look like in society. But somehow my life is very empty, and others would say that they wish they had my life, but I definitely feel the pressure. I feel the pressure of like filling my life with those things that I suppose we all want, and realizing that I do want some of those things too.